At some point after 60, something unsettling begins to happen. You walk into a room and forget why a name you've known for years slips just out of reach. You wake up at 3 in the morning, staring into the dark, your mind already racing. And quietly, almost invisibly, a thought forms. Is this the beginning of the end? Most people are told this is inevitable, that memory decline is just aging, that broken sleep, rising anxiety, and sudden waves of emotion are simply the price of getting older. And after hearing it enough times, it starts to feel like a sentence. Like something is slowly slipping away. But what if that is not the full story? What if your brain is not failing doubting, but changing? And what if there were one simple habit that could measurably influence how your brain handles stress, memory, and even inflammation? Yet almost no one is using it in the way that truly works. This is not therapy, it is not meditation, and it is not journaling the way you learned it in school. It is something far more personal, far more powerful. And by the end of this video, you will understand why. This may matter more after 60 than at any other time in your life. Let's begin.
Maybe you know this feeling. You wake at 3 a.m. and your mind is already moving. Thoughts about your health, your family, what comes next. A name slips away and the question arrives quietly. Is this normal? Your brain is not broken. It is adapting. After 60, your brain reorganizes. It relies more on meaning, emotional memory, and long-term patterns. What it needs now is not speed. It needs integration. And one of the most powerful ways to support that integration costs nothing and takes less than 20 minutes. Writing, not typing, not texting, writing by hand. When researchers measured brain activity during handwriting, they found multiple regions activated at once, areas responsible for movement, memory, sensory processing, and emotional regulation. Typing did not create the same pattern. Typing is like taking a highway. Handwriting is like walking through a forest. You move slower. You notice more. Your brain builds richer connections. And after 60, when cognitive reserve becomes critical, those extra pathways matter. But this is not just about memory. It is about emotional regulation, about processing loss, transition, identity shifts, and there is one common mistake people make that actually increases stress. We will come back to that, because there are 3 specific writing techniques that can change how your brain handles stress, grief, and uncertainty. And the 4th one is the real game changer. Number 1, expressive writing. If you have been carrying something heavy, a loss, a worry, a transition, this is for you. Set a timer for 15 to 20 minutes. Write about an emotional experience that still affects you. The loss of someone you loved, retirement, a health change. Write continuously. Do not edit. Do not judge. Just let the words come. Studies show that people who practice expressive writing for just a few days experience reduced stress and measurable improvements in immune markers. Their bodies respond to the act of putting emotion into language. One woman in her late 60s wrote about leaving her job after 42 years. Halfway through, she realized she was not grieving the work. She was grieving who she used to be. That awareness changed how she saw her transition. Unprocessed emotion does not disappear. It loops in the background. Expressive writing helps move that emotional charge into the part of the brain responsible for perspective and understanding. You are not reliving the pain. You are reorganizing it. And here is the mistake. People stop too early. They write for 3 minutes, feel discomfort, and close the notebook. The benefits often come after that first emotional wave, when clarity begins. Number 2, gratitude journaling. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about training your brain to notice what is still working. Each evening, write down 3 specific things you are grateful for. The phone call that made you laugh, an hour without pain, a small act of kindness. Research shows consistent gratitude practice reduces activity in the brain's threat centers and increases emotional stability. Over time, your brain becomes less reactive. This matters after 60. Loss becomes more frequent. Gratitude is not denial. It is mental training. It helps you see what remains, even as other things change. It shifts your attention from what is shrinking to what is still present. Connection, wisdom, presence. Number 3, reflective reframing. Write about a challenge you're facing. Describe what happened, how it made you feel. Then ask, what can I control here? What might this teach me? What would I tell a friend in this situation? That last question is powerful. We are often wiser with others than with ourselves. This exercise activates the brain's problem-solving centers and creates compassionate distance from intense emotion. In studies, people who practiced reframing showed lower stress hormones and felt more in control. For women over 60, this is especially powerful. You have decades of experience. Reflective reframing helps you access that resilience deliberately. You are not starting over. You are drawing from a lifetime of strength. Now, the fourth technique, the one many specialists consider identity stabilizing. Number 4, life review journaling. This is the game changer. Choose a theme. Moments of courage, moments of love, moments you survived something difficult. Write one memory that fits, just the moment, the detail you still remember. When you recall a memory and write it down, your brain updates it with your current perspective. You are not stuck in the past. You are integrating it. Research shows structured life review reduces depression, increases life satisfaction, and strengthens identity in older adults. One woman wrote about driving her children through a snowstorm alone years ago. For decades, she remembered only fear. While writing, she saw something else. Her courage. Life review shifts the narrative from loss to resilience, and it creates a record, a legacy, not a perfect memoir, just your voice on paper. Now, a few guidelines. If handwriting is difficult, write for 5 to 10 minutes. Use thicker pens. Write larger. If a word does not come, describe it differently. That builds flexibility. 3 times per week is enough to see benefits. Find a rhythm that feels sustainable. If you have a history of severe trauma or clinical depression, speak with a healthcare professional before beginning deep expressive writing. This is a tool, not a replacement for care. If emotions become overwhelming, pause and seek support. Here is what matters most. Journaling is not about becoming someone new. It is about honoring who you already are. Every word strengthens neural pathways. Every page is cognitive training and an act of self-respect. Before you leave, write one word in the comments. What is something you have survived that made you stronger? Start today. One notebook, one pen, 5 minutes. Write one sentence about something that moved you today. Not because you need fixing, but because your story deserves a place to live, on paper.